Ladies and gentlemen, it's the night after a pay-per-view, and that can only mean one thing: the XPound Month in Review. As always, I am your host James Phoenix, and welcome to the Lair of the Phoenix. In me, as always, is the usual group of knuckleheads. From Showtime, Marcus Shadow.
It's showtime.
From the Gaming Zone and the Comic Zone, Chris, aka the Mole.
Hello.
And, as always, the Fungosaurus and the stay-at-home dad gamer, Richter Hammer.
How's it going?
And apparently Mario.
I'm just a knucklehead. You broke James.
Oh, shit, fix him. Fix it.
Sorry. Are you revealing that you actually saw that horrible Big Show movie?
No, I should though.
Because I don't get the reference.
I thought he was doing a Three Stooges.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, he's just Curly. Okay, got it. And I did not see that horrible recent reincarnation.
I know. If only someone that reviewed movies we could make watch that.
No.
That's a good point. If only.
No.
I agree.
No. 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 No.
I am the tag team champion.
No, you're the
saying
host.
you refused to review it because the Sentai never did it?
Ouch, man, this is going off track fast. Anyway, I digress. Let's bring this back around. It is our Wrestling Month in Review Awards. So we're going to go through our usual 13 awards here. We'll talk about different things happening, both WWE and TNA, and we'll see where we end up.
Indeed.
Should be good. This is, of course, going from the Raw after Money in the Bank all the way up to... No, Raw after SummerSlam all the way up to Night of Champions. Sorry.
Yes.
So... On a related note, if you get a chance, head over to xpound.proboards.com, check out some of our other reviews, and our brand new newsfeeder that has title card all our reviews.
Ding.
Ding. And that's unfortunately that is why I screwed up, because unfortunately when Marcus Shadow posted the last month of review on, he wrote Money in the Bank through SummerSlam, which screwed me the hell up, and I almost put the wrong logo on the damn title card.
Yeah, well, the people need to know what we're covering.
I know, but as Crystal suggested to me, in the future we're going to label these particular reviews with a date range rather than going from pay-per-view to pay-per-view, because technically Money in the Bank was not counted in the review. It started from the Raw afterward.
And also, it doesn't mention TNA.
Yeah, also because we are including TNA now, so we need to
Well, it was
that.
to give it was to show the length of time we reviewed, and it would have been too long to say Raw after Money in the Bank to SummerSlam. So
you just need to give the date, like the 20th, the 9th
Can't be
to
asked.
like the 30th, the 10th.
Yeah, we're just gonna give the date for now.
Typing less.
Yes, typing less and reading more.
But anywho, continue.
Moving along, let's get on to the awards. We have our usual 13 awards tonight. So let's get on into this. We go in the usual order. Starting off with award number 1 and Chris the Mole.
Okay, so first up we have number 1, the Bump of the Month, for impact and spots that we liked. I shall mention mine first. Mine was the RKO to Dolph at Night of Champions. The reason I gave it that is nothing really stood out this month to me as being a major bump that I was like amazed by. But I really did like the RKO because he sort of grabs him, throws him into the air, and then does the RKO, which kind of looked awesome. So I figured it deserved an award. I'll give it my bump.
I was tempted to go with that, but I ended up giving it to Randy Orton for something else. I gave it to Randy Orton for the spiked DDT on Dolph off the ring barricade. And that just looked painful and looked awesome.
That was good. That was good.
I want that in the next video game. OMG moment. Ding!
I gave it to Ricardo for taking that bro kick.
That was a good bump.
Yeah, he sold that really well. And even though, and I guess in some ways also it transitioned into the whole plot that they had for this time frame. But
hashtag free the bro.
Yeah, but I just thought he took it really well. He made it look really good. Like he made it look really devastating, so I had to give it to him.
Why didn't you make that your Masa award? Ricardo for making the bro kick seem awesome.
Because the bro kick's already awesome.
True.
I give it to Nate. I'm in jail now. What was his name? Anyway, go ahead.
James.
I give it to CM Punk for go to sleep being seen on the hood of a car.
That was a good spot.
Just because that it was unique and it looked fairly painful, so I went with it. Plus, it was capped off by the fact that 3 seconds later we just see Paul Heyman looking out the window, just like.
All right. Well, moving on.
Award number 2, Marcus Shadow.
Number 2 is the MASA, or Making Average Seem Awesome Award. And this month, I give my MASA award to Chris the Mole for making John Cena seem awesome.
How?
Because it was you who pointed out, couple months ago, several months ago, how CM Punk was a hypocrite and he was saying all this stuff that didn't mesh with his character and stuff. And then last week, Cena said exactly that. And I realized, wait, that's what Chris said. Wow, that's actually kind of awesome.
And thank you.
Oh, there you go.
Then next, whoever wants to go next.
I'll go next. You want to go ahead, Victor? Go ahead.
No, go for it.
Okay. Actually, I was trying to spread the love around. I don't necessarily say awesome overall, but I gave it to Layla and Eve for making Divas Wrestling seem a little more awesome than the crowd usually is.
Sexist.
For last night's match. At the pay-per-view there, because that was a pretty good Divas match.
It was not
I will say James Phoenix is sexist, and we here at the XPound think women's rights are equal to men, and they are constantly awesome.
We here at the XPound do not condone or otherwise encourage the comments of one Chris the Mole.
So you're saying it's cool to be sexist?
No, I'm just saying we don't think that the Divas are always awesome. They always look awesome, but they're not always awesome in the ring.
Neither the men nowadays.
This is true. I can't argue with that.
Touche. Richter?
For me, I gave it to the WWE YouTube. I believe it was Inbox, where they asked people what superstar they were mistaken for. And Titus O'Neil said that one time he was mistaken for Big Zeke. And then they went into a song about how Big Zeke has no cuts. And they actually made me laugh. And I was like, wow, that made them look awesome just for that little bit.
Oh, nice. And lastly, I gave mine to guests, which is The Miz and JBL. I understand the JBL one. It was due to Joe Little's heart attack. Glad he's getting better. However, having JBL and The Miz on commentating both times made the commentating more awesome. Miz pointed out stuff that the other commentators just have failed to point out for like the last fucking 10 years or so. Fucking JBL is awesome on the microphone and awesome as commentator. It just worked and it made commentating actually worthy of being listened to again.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yeah.
In fact, spoiler, Miz's commentary was so good it got him a talk show.
Really?
We saw it tonight.
We did?
Miz TV.
Was that earlier? Remember I missed first time?
Oh, meant, it's called Miz TV.
Oh, okay.
Spoilers. Moving along. Next award on the list, I believe that will be my turn.
Yes.
So award number 3 is, of course, one of my favorites, the Pipe Bomb Award. And at the suggestion of, I was having trouble thinking of one, so at the suggestion of Chris the Mole, because I did forget about this, I give my Pipe Bomb Award to The Miz for when he was on commentary 2 weeks ago. And
whenever.
Yeah, whatever it was, and Michael Cole was talking trash about Zack Ryder's internet title, and Miz had the foresight to point out that the $1 Million Man made up his title too, and that kind of worked.
That was awesome.
Yes.
I gave my pipe bomb this month to a line in which I mentioned to James why I thought this line was awesome, and when he remembered, he was like, yeah, I like that. I liked it when basically they have the microphone to CM Punk and they're like, why did you do this? And he goes, I'm a Paul Heyman guy. and walked off. I loved that because I got it straight away without hallowed back to the whole, yeah, that's right, I'm a Paul Heyman fan. And you know who else is a Paul Heyman fan? Brock Lesnar. And he left just like I'm quitting and all that, which that was awesome. And I loved the fact they hallowed back to that. And it was just like a one line of just badass delivery too. I like that.
Hmm.
I can agree.
I gave my pipe bomb to Kane from last night. I'm going to Disneyland! Because it just came out of nowhere. Just, you don't expect Kane to do or say something like that. You're like, what?
On a related note, spoiler, during their match on Raw, there's a point in the background in the audience where you could see a crowd member holding a red Mickey Mouse head with the word Kane written on it.
Dude,
Really? I didn't see that.
what the hell, dude? I just
What?
told you during Raw that was going to be one of my awards for next month. So you're spoiling my awards a month
Double
in advance
spoiler.
now.
I did warn it was a spoiler, and you just spoiled that it was one of your awards. You didn't have to spoil that.
You didn't have to tell people about it, did you?
Infighting at the
It was
XPound.
awesome.
Film at 11.
More anger
I will
management.
also point out that line would have been awesome, Marcus, except for anyone who's anyone knows Disney World's better.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Victor.
Although I did
I
mention
agree.
during Raw, I kind of wanted to see Kane come out with Mouseketeer ears on his mask, and when he got into the ring, be like, yes, I went to Disneyland. And when Daniel Bryan went, wait, you went to Disneyland alone? No, I went with my family. And then have screenshots on the monitor of Paul Bearer like screaming and Undertaker and Kane looking unimpressed on every roller coaster and log flume in Disneyland.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah, I kind of wanted him to actually not be there, and instead, they just had like photoshopped images of him at Disney World or Disneyland. Sorry. So that would have been awesome.
That's true. And it's ironic because, as Chris Moll pointed out, Disney World is the better park, but people usually say Disneyland.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, 1986 or whatever.
So Victor, your award.
Oh, mine was. I agreed with Marcus. That was really funny. So,
Flip off!
yep.
Take it away, Richter.
Okay, next up would be the epic fail. For just, well, as it implies, the epic fail. And really, for me, it was Caitlin's botched clothesline. That was just that. Even in the replays, they cut it out. That's how bad it looked.
I did not. What happened with that? Because I've been reading about it, but it was one of those things I missed because I was working, so I didn't get home until like the last 45 minutes of the show.
She basically tried to clothesline Eve over the top rope, but it didn't quite work. So then she had to back up and do it again. And I think it was the first time she did it, and she like cut her nose or something.
That's right. I do remember seeing that, and we
Yeah.
had a debate as to whether or not that was intentional.
Yeah, it was. Well, whether or not it was, it looked like an epic fail to me. So that's why I gave it to that.
It did. And in all fairness, I don't think she cut Eve's nose because Jericho and like 2 other people ended up cut that night. So I think they were with the sharp rope.
They were
like 4 people ended up with tiny little cuts in parts of their face and body that night.
They were invoking the spirit of Ric Flair.
Hey,
Pretty much, they were spontaneous blade jobbing.
They were just missing the elbow drop to the microphone.
and I will ask, is anyone else agreeing with Richter's?
No.
If not, can I piggyback off his?
Go ahead.
Sure.
Because I already had mine written down. My one is the treatment of Divas was the epic fail for me, which goes to the Raw 20th with having no Beth in the Divas match, despite her being on the graphic and someone else, and also during a Divas title match, having Vicky Guerrero come out, stand in the corner, and just spend all match shaking her head like, "Oh, I'm bored now," and the camera kept zooming in on it. That is disrespectful and a complete mistreatment of the Divas.
I think it's more the camera focusing on her than her actually doing it. I think her doing it is fine because that's within the character and within the heel. But it's the fact that the camera shifted its angle to include her in every single shot.
See, it's not just the camera. It was the fact they allowed the WWE booked her to come out during this and stand there the entire match as if to say her announcement is now far superior than the Divas wrestling title match.
This is true.
They don't do that. They don't do that. That kind of shit doesn't cover during like the WWE title match or anything like that. Like I said, I found it disrespectful to the Divas, and I was against that.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Yeah, if she'd at least been like standing outside the ring somewhere, or if she had been over at the commentary area, that would have been fine. It's like she's on the stairs right where they're fucking wrestling in the shot.
Yeah, see, the thing I wanted with that never happened. I wanted both divas to just stop, look at her, beat her the hell up, and get her sent to the back. That would have been fine.
Yeah.
The fact nothing happened and she's treated as if she's more important than the match in the ring, it basically goes back to when Michael Cole started to do this crap during the divas. I don't like that stuff.
I agree.
But move on.
Yeah.
I gave my epic fail to WWE for booking Sheamus worse than John Cena, which surprised the hell out of me. Because, seriously, last night, Sheamus was literally booked like Cena of old, where he keeps going for the move, finally hits the bro kick and wins off of one fucking bro kick when Del Rio locked on his cross arm breaker 5 times or some shit. And then that same night, Cena hits two attitude adjustments and still doesn't win. It's like, what kind of world do we live in now when John Cena isn't the worst booked wrestler of all time? That's an epic fail, WWE. You made me hate Sheamus, so screw you. So I liked him up until that point, up until last night. Now I fucking hate the guy.
I'll be honest. I like face Sheamus now and again. Some of his stories are funny, but I'll agree. Overall, he's booked horribly. I don't care about his great aunt Mickey's uncle's brother's sister-in-law's chemist. What the hell kind of story they're doing? I don't give a shit about that anymore. I also don't like the hypocritical stuff that keeps going on with him, like stealing cars and stuff when he's right after a Be a Star campaign. It's like, yeah, I don't like him, but yeah, I should like him because I used to like him. Now, yeah, the way they're booking him, I agree.
Yeah. So epic fail, WWE. Epic fail. Jim?
I actually gave my epic fail award to WWE Saturday Morning Slam for making wrestling less entertaining than it is now, and I didn't think that was possible.
To be fair, it was entertaining enough to beat Power Rangers in the ratings.
Oh.
But yeah, that implies that Power Rangers is entertaining.
Yeah, it's a good job you haven't just released a video about Power Rangers, isn't it, Marcus?
Well, Samurai.
Because that'd be a great way of getting viewers.
Actually, what they're doing
But it wasn't Samurai. It was Lost Galaxy.
That makes me sad that that's no longer entertaining for the current generation of Saturday morning viewers.
But yeah, for those of you that don't know, WWE Saturday Morning Slam, the new show that airs each Saturday morning on the CW Vortex, as rated G, even lower rating than the current PG of most other WWE programming. And as a result, there's some edicts were issued, including that no moves that are geared toward the neck or head could be used. And when Primo and Epico had a tag team match on the show this past Saturday, they deemed that Rosa Mendez was too sexy and inappropriate to be on the show. So.
Yay! Elmo loves story time with James.
I know you do.
And I will also point out the reason she wasn't there for being so sexy and shit. That's the reason I don't feature in any of James's videos. He deems me too sexy.
Yeah, no. But I digress. Yeah, they made some decision that certain things are not allowed because of G rating, and that's... Well, I'll confess I have not actually watched the show. I feel it's got to be her show, and I mean, I understand it's for the littlest kids, and okay, that's fine. But I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me. Especially considering you're only having one match or one live match on the show per week. I mean, I don't think little kids are gonna freak out if Rose Mendez is out there and happens to be wearing some really short shorts, or Randy Orton hits a goddamn RKO.
I will point out to you though that with that law in place, I can think of 104 moves they could still do, like armbar or spear or armbar.
True. Oh man, you just Jarrett trolled him hard.
No, I said 104 because, to be fair, a load of his other moves did include DDT and Codebreaker.
You're right, that's true.
How could you not forget that and you call yourself a Jerichoholic?
He could still use the Lion Tamer in the wall. But anyway.
Hey, quick question. Cameron got suspended for her shit, right?
Yes.
Okay, then I want to give an honorable mention to WWE, or not WWE, but for that suspension or lack thereof, because she showed up with Brodus Clay at the pay-per-view yesterday. I'm like, wait, didn't she just get suspended?
Her suspension was up last night.
That's way too short a suspension, though.
Yeah, they only
suspended for like a month-ish.
been
No,
a
it was
month.
less, no, it was less than that. They only suspended him for 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was like a week or something. I'm like, that's way too short.
It's 2 weeks.
I'm
2 weeks,
sorry,
and
that's a fail. They should have been suspended longer.
Well, it was 2 weeks. That was their choice. So whatever. But anyway, yeah, Saturday Morning Slam, I give my award to. I feel like they're hurting the product further because the thing that made WWE good is that it was something that kids watched even though they weren't technically supposed to. That was what made kids want to watch it.
Yeah. It was the fact that wrestling in general and WWE specifically was so taboo to the quote-unquote older generation that when these young kids were watching it, it was like you said, it was like they were doing something they weren't supposed to be doing.
Well, to be fair, that was just the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Because when I was a little kid, we had stuff like Friendly Doink the Clown with Dink and stuff like that, which was that
This
was
is true.
awesome.
There were some stuff beforehand, but even so, some kids, they didn't want their kids watching it because even, there's been descriptions from the men themselves. I think the Undertaker himself gave a very vivid description one time about how back in the day, Hulk Hogan would come out to the ring and all the crowd would cheer and the kids were holding the toys up and it went nuts. And then he would come to the ring and the children would hide in terror behind their parents.
Except for me, who's actually liked him since his debut. The second debut, I was like, he's awesome.
Yeah, but that's I remember Undertaker gave a promo about that one time about how the kids were always like little kids were always afraid of him and everything while they were cheering Hulk Hogan and whatnot. And there even back in those days there were certain things about it that were not. When wrestling first started, it was considered a family thing. Families watched it on their TV every Monday night or whatever night it was on. Back when it was like little local areas and things back in like the days of Frank Gotch and Luthez. But ever since then, as it became more and more attitude, it became less and less of a children's thing.
Yeah.
So there we go. Next award, Chris the Mole.
Next award is the Phantom Menace Award for the most disappointing payoff.
Da-dun, da-dun,
And
da-dun, da-dun.
And I'm giving mine to Jeff Hardy. Well, not Jeff Hardy as such. It's more Jeff Hardy's victory at the pay-per-view. It's just been for basically winning the Bound for Glory against Bully Ray. The reason why was it was booked like at the beginning of the night. We see Jeff Hardy get like lawn darted into the side of the ring place by Aces and Eights, and his shoulder hits the turnbuckle. He's injured as fuck. He gets bandaged up. It's been built up. Hulk Hogan's talking to Bully Ray about how you must have had something to do with this. You've benefited, which, like I pointed out to Marcus, he has benefited each time. This would have been a great way to just run with that storyline. Instead, Jeff Hardy comes out and he John Cena's it and overcomes the odds and wins. And it's like, I just felt so disappointed by that. It's like the Aces and Eights story could have really impacted this. And essentially, you've made it take a backwater. And what the hell's that loud noise?
It was a car.
That was a car going by the front of the house. Sorry, I have my windows open because it's warm over here. Sorry about that.
Unprofessional. But no, so essentially that was the reason why I didn't like that.
But I realized something you just pointed out there, Mole. That something you pointed out could make some sense, Mole.
Everything I says makes sense.
Yeah, that's right. Aces and H. It's Triple H leading WWE guys against TNA.
Yeah, but like I said, Aces and Eights, which, like I said, the storyline itself with them, I'll get into later, but it's been pretty cool.
Fair enough. Bringing it back around, Marcus Shadow.
All right, I gave my Phantom Menace to Sheamus versus Alberto Del Rio. Because no. As much as I don't want to see Sheamus be Alberto again, he legitimately got screwed in this match. And just, like I said, the way they booked Sheamus, I was just like, no. Because the way they built this whole thing up was, oh my God, he's got his bro kick taken away. And then, oh my God, he's got this cloverleaf. And it was building Sheamus up to be someone who didn't need that one move to win. He showed he could win with with the cloverleaf. Or I was actually expecting him to pull out like the high cross, which he hasn't used in a while. I'm like, why isn't he using that?
Celtic cross.
Well, I call it the high cross. But that's another discussion. Wrong. That's another discussion for another day. But they built it up to, is Sheamus going to be able to overcome this without the bro kick? And I think it would have been a much more, pardon the phrase, but much more impactful win for him, and it would have worked out better, I think, in terms of the storyline, in terms of the character of Sheamus, if the bro kick had remained banned, or even if he unbans it, if he did like, you know what, I'm going to win without it, and doesn't use the bro kick. But the fact that he John Cena's it at the last minute, gets up, bro kick, win, I'm like, they just kind of wasted the entire build-up they had of Sheamus being this champion that can win without his number one move. And to me, that kind of just screwed the entire storyline.
Oh, I completely agree. In fact, I believe I said the exact same thing to you last night they built it up of, oh my god, what's he going to do without the bro kick? Oh, he's going to use the bro kick.
Pretty much.
Yep.
And see, and again, and I actually have to point this out, again, this is another place where they've booked John Cena better. Because I think the one time that they said, Cena, you can't use the AA, he won with the STF. It's like, okay, fine, I'll just STF him. Sheamus, no, he has to use the bro kick. I'm like, that's BS.
No, you're wrong. Because when they banned VFU, he won with the STFU.
Different move.
It's the same move. It just added a letter to the end.
Whatever. But yeah, so that's my Phantom Menace.
See, I have a problem with John Cena actually calling his move the STF, because the STF is when the move's done correctly, the STFU is when Cena does it.
True.
It's like an FU to all the people who invented the STF.
True. Richter?
Well, kind of similar to what Marcus's award was. Mine was for banning the bro kick. Because, they seem to make a big deal of doing it. And, it's like, oh, he can't use it. And then one of the nights he can't use it, he still used it anyway. And then Booker T's like, oh, if you use it, it will strip you of the title. And then right before the match where it would be important, they're like, oh, yeah, never mind, you can use it again. Like, it felt like a lot of wasted time, if that makes sense.
A lot of wasted story potential.
Yeah, like it seemed like it was really like it was banned for 2 weeks. It was banned in the same time that she was suspended for the DUI.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's the opposite of that storyline they had going recently when CM Punk was heel over on SmackDown, where Undertaker's Hell's Gate got banned because it kept making people's mouths bleed. And oh my god, was that awesome, because it was like, how the hell is he actually going to win this submission match when his submission move's been taken away? Admittedly, they did the Montreal screw job ending to it type thing, but it was still awesome because you had a real sense of what the hell is he going to do? Is he going to pull out his triangle hold? Yeah. Is he going to lose? What's going to happen? With the bro kick situation, like Marcus accurately portrayed, they took that element away 2 seconds before the match, which made me actually say to everyone else on Skype, bet you he wins with the bro kick.
Yeah. The other thing, too, that pissed me off about this, why I gave it the Phantom Menace, is because by booking the match the way they did, they made Alberto look like extremely, extremely weak. Because they let him use the cross arm breaker, like I said, 4 or 5 times, and not once does he get the tap out of it. I'm like, that makes your top heel on SmackDown look like a fucking pansy.
And let's not forget, Sheamus is meant to be friends, or was mentored in real life by Triple H. The guy who, ironically, from what I was mentioning, is the guy that was in Hell's Gate for over 10 minutes, and he's the only one that walks out the match okay.
This is true. This is very true. Jim?
But anywho, let's go on to James, yeah.
I gave my Epic Fail... no, we're on the Phantom Menace. I gave my Phantom Menace award to the WWE Network.
Is that real?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Supposedly, the launch of the network is now on a definite hiatus because no cable or satellite networks will carry it. But yeah, good job, Vince. You sunk all your money into that, and yeah, how's that working out for you?
Damn, that's a good one.
See, if I was WWE, what I would essentially do with that is I would make a standalone web page called like WWE Network, and I would then do apps and stuff for it, where you can then watch it on your PS3, your 360, your Wii U, coming soon, and stuff like that, where essentially it's like Netflix but with WWE content. That's how I would build up the WWE Network and get a subscription.
That would actually be a good idea.
Yeah, I approve. The XPound approves of the mole's idea.
So, Marcus Shadow, I believe you have the next award.
I do. It is the People's Award, and it's the award for the audience moment of the month. And I gave mine to the Raw crowd from Montreal last week when Daniel Bryan was out, and they were chanting, "We, we, we." I'm a sucker for the crowds chanting yes in different languages. Because they do the different language thing better than Antonio Cesaro.
Ouch.
Well, they did.
Yes, but unlike Antonio Cesaro, Montreal doesn't have a really hot foreign girlfriend.
To be fair, he does it in 5 or 6 languages. They just did it in 1.
That's true. He does it in 5 languages. He does it in English, French, German, Swedish, and Italian.
Yes. So I do believe Canada has the hot local girlfriend, and I believe her name is Trish Stratus.
This is true.
And I'm sorry, if I have to choose between Trish and Oksana, I'm going to go with Trish.
True, but she's not from Montreal. She's from Toronto.
I said Canada.
Still.
Okay then, how about Natalia? Due to the fact the Hearts are famous for being screwed in Montreal.
You know she's good for it.
There you go, exactly.
Oh, shit. Damn, dude. I can't believe you went there.
I did. Twice.
Oh. Anyway, when did you give your award to?
My People's Award? Okay. For me, it was when they were chanting "Hug It Out" with this hug. 'Cause, I don't know, that was humorous to
That
me.
is awesome.
And that should just be a sign in the next game.
Well, it's an official chant of the WWE Universe now, as we found out tonight.
Yep.
I know, keep it up.
Yep.
My favourite hang on.
I think it's coughing.
I thought I was going to throw up. Never mind. Anyway.
Don't throw up. That's not good.
Anyway, my one, I gave it to basically the GameStop Australian crowd when they revealed the WWE 13 and we had some of the Australian crowd there and CM Punk's there and the crowd's chatting stuff out to him. And he's like, I do take bribes. And then one girl says, I'll take you for a drink. To which a guy then replies, shouts back at her, and you can clearly hear this. He shouts back to her, you're an idiot. He doesn't drink. And I'm like, that's awesome.
I forgot about that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Jim?
I just gotta ask, does anybody else picture CM Punk hanging out with Kurt Angle drinking milk?
Yes.
In the back of Paul Heyman's car.
I would say yes,
Exactly.
except for the fact that Kurt Angle recently insulted CM Punk. So I see him considering it and then putting Angle to sleep for the insult.
Mm-hmm. And I see Angle sliding off and then breaking Punk's fucking ankle.
No, because Punk is the best in the world. But I digress.
No, Jericho's the best in the world, but I digress.
Not at Skee Ball.
Not at skee ball, but
I put to you though, James. How can Chris Jericho be the best in the world when what we're discussing is wrestling? He's not a wrestler. He's like one of the guys from Fozzy. It was either Fozzy or it was named after some other Muppet.
Yeah. Well, in all fairness, Jericho always says he's the best at the world at what he does.
Yeah.
He never says he's best in the world at everything,
Including game show hosting?
including game show hosting.
Indeed. But James, your award.
Including celebrity dancing?
He came pretty close to winning. He was pretty good on that show. But yes, what are we doing? The People's Award?
Yes.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll give it to the United Champions crowd for not being able to make up their goddamn minds about anything. This crowd went from this crowd couldn't. First of all, they couldn't decide if they were cheering for Punk or Cena. Then they broke out into a "We Want Ziggler" chant. Like, what the hell?
This is true.
Basically, there seemed to be a load of Ziggler fans there somewhere, and they seem to be very vocal because we clearly heard them insulting Randy Orton during the matchup with
That too.
him and doing the boo, yeah. But when Randy Orton won, the entire arena seemed to stand up and applaud and cheer for Randy Orton, which means it must have just been one select group of vocal Dolph Ziggler fans.
They were near the
We
camera.
were a damn loud group if they were just a select group.
They were near the
Yeah,
camera.
'cause the entire time during that match, they were getting boo on Randy Orton shots and yeah on Ziggler shots. The entire crowd was doing that.
Weren't they chanting like Randy can't wrestle or something like that?
Yeah, they chanted "You can't wrestle" at Randy Orton at one point too.
Yeah, but
Like,
like I said, the entire crowd also cheered him when he won, which with where the crowd sounded like it was coming from, it sounded like it was coming from like near the top or near the, like the middle-ish row. I'm gonna guess it was like a large portion, like a big giant group of people, but it's the minority in as opposed to the rest of the crowd.
And is it me, or did that crowd not boo when Cena won and then had it taken away? Because I don't remember them actually breaking out into like huge ass boos.
They didn't, but they should have because it was seen as hometown.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
your hometown hero won.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Because I remember they cheered for Cena when he won, and then when it was revoked, like they didn't care.
Maybe they were fans of his ex-wife.
Oh.
That's why they didn't care.
Ooh.
Aren't we all fans?
You're
of his
hitting on all
ex-wife?
cylinders today.
Yeah, like, aren't we all fans of his ex-wife?
Man,
Hey, she just took half your house. Rise above poverty.
He's gonna no-sell alimony.
there you go.
There you go. Take it away, Jim.
Alrighty, the next award up on the list is the Showstopper Award. And for my Showstopper Award, really, there was really no other choice for me. I had to give it to On the Tag Team Champions. No, On the Tag Team Champions. Daniel Bryan and Kane.
I agree. I agree with the Phoenix.
Kristen Moss noted in regards to the last comment of award. Now Cena really is a homeless Power Ranger.
Yes, he is. But yes, I agree with the Phoenix. Richter?
Yep, me too.
Mole?
My superstar diva team tag of the month. I gave it to Aces and Eights. This group seems really awesome. I know for a fact there's a list of who's in it and stuff online. I don't care. Because for me, a big enjoyment of storylines like this is trying to figure out who they are and getting involved with not knowing who they are. Because let's face it, I read that list, I'm going to be disappointed probably.
Yeah.
But right now, I'm really hyped up. I'm like, wait, who the hell are these guys? Who the hell are they actually working for in TNA? Because it's like, okay, cool, they're working for James Storm. He kept denying it, but apparently they're working for him. And they give him the thumbs up, and then they kick his ass. It's like, okay, no, they're not. Okay, they're working for Bully Ray. No, Jeff Hardy wins. It's like, what the hell's going on with this group? Who's leading them? What the hell's happening? I want to know. This gets me as hyped up as like the NWO style storyline back in the day, or like the Ministry storyline and stuff, which that's rare. You don't get that. Because like in recent years, and especially in WWE, the big group attacks have been stuff like Nexus, where the first one gets you riled up, and then everyone after that is just like, okay, seriously, you're still doing this?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Who's
Richter,
next?
take it away.
And next up, we have The Grudge for obviously rivalry of the month. And I know it, ended a little bit different, but for me, I gave it to Kane and Daniel Bryan because at the start with all the anger management stuff, I really enjoyed all of that rivalry. Even though it turned into a tag team, it was still cool as a rivalry and a tag team. So that's what I gave it to.
I completely agree. That's the one I gave mine to. The anger management with like Goat Boy and stuff. That was awesome. It gave us Hug It Out.
Yeah.
It gave us just moments of entertainment, which, let's face it, it is World Wrestling entertainment. We need that entertainment. This gave us that. I loved that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really consider it. Well, I guess it was a rivalry, but I didn't consider it a rivalry for this award. Otherwise, I would have given it to them. But so I gave my Grudge Award to Cody Rhodes v Sin Cara because that was just an awesome storyline. It was an awesome rivalry with Cody being completely obsessed about masks and stuff, and and they worked in kind of the return of Rey Mysterio with that, return of Rey to like full time wrestling and action. And so I just thought the way that rivalry has evolved is really, really good. And I look forward to seeing where that goes from here.
And technically speaking, it's ironic, both your pick, mine and Richter's so far, all resulted in tag teams at the end, because yours resulted in Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara becoming a tag team.
This is true.
Very true.
Yeah, that's the other reason why I like the rivalries, because it gave us Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara as a tag team. Jim?
Alrighty. So we're on the Grudge Award.
Yes.
All right. So, my Grudge Award. See previous award. I gave it to Daniel Bryan and Kane. It's kind of rivalry, sort of. I don't know.
They're rivals in the sense of Goku and Vegeta rival.
Pretty much, but they started off as just hating each other, and now it's kind of a.
They still hate each other, but they tolerate each other.
They're Wes and Eric.
They're frenemies.
Like I said, it's Goku Vegeta essentially. They're still trying to one up each other, but they work together, sort of. Crise de Mol.
I already gave mine. I agreed with Richter.
No, you read the next award, dude.
I don't think I do, because you read the last one, didn't you?
Yeah,
No, Richter read the last
I read
one.
the last one.
Hold on a minute. Let's
James?
see. Hang on, let's see. It's Mole, Marcus, me, Richter, Mole, Marcus,
Yeah.
me, Richter. Yeah, Mole, it's you.
Okay, I thought you hadn't read one off yet, Jim.
He read.
I did.
Okay.
I did the showstopper.
Highlight of the month, which is for promo twist. I will say, I will warn you now, because this now essentially will appear like it's in poor taste due to Jerry Lawler's heart attack. However, I put this down on the list beforehand, and I still agree with my opinions in this. I gave it to the Punk Lawler segment, in which Punk is essentially pointing out the exact reason, which I agree with, of why Jerry the King Lawler is not a real Hall of Famer when it comes to wrestling. Essentially, all he did was beat some people from Memphis who were like unknowns, like basically what Ryback's doing right now, and then he became huge just because of that. He didn't beat like Hulk Hogan for the title. Basically, he's essentially Ryback for most of his career, and then he becomes a jobber for the rest of it. And it's like, I'm sorry, that doesn't a Hall of Famer make. I completely agreed with CM Punk during this promo, and that's it, basically.
I think the big reason they put Jerry Lawler in the Hall of Fame was more for what he did as a commentator than what he did in the ring. Because, I mean, he did accomplish some things in the ring. He was an Intercontinental Champion and stuff like that. But I don't think he became really hugely overly popular until he became a commentator sitting next to JR.
And I agree, but he's in the Hall of Fame, and when they gave the Hall of Fame videos and stuff, they hyped up his wrestling. They didn't mention we're putting him in there for this. They put him in there for that, and they keep referring to him as a WWE legend. He's a legend at commentating. He's not a legend at wrestling. I'm sorry, I can't agree with that.
This is
and
true.
Like I said, just because the guy's had a heart attack recently, I'm not going to change my opinions because that'd be hypocritical.
This is true.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
Jim?
Me next? All right.
You next.
Honestly, for my highlight of the month, I kind of went almost ironic with it. Because I gave my highlight of the month to John Cena basically pinning himself out of a title reign. Because that was hilarious.
Mole, slap him for giving John Cena an award.
No.
What? Fuck you.
No, the difference is I didn't give Cena an award just for doing his job. I gave Cena an award for doing something stupid and costing himself a title reign.
I gave Cena an award for losing, and you guys berated me for that. What the fuck?
Yeah, we did that for you because it's a running joke, only because previously you'd given him ones for doing his job of like, yeah, he finally learned how to sell, I'm giving him an award. No, that's what he's meant to do, he's a wrestler.
No, he's not. I point you at Triple H.
I know, but essentially that's who he was meant to be. But I just wanted to point one thing out with this, Jim.
Yeah.
Can I mention what I mentioned to you on Raw as Raw started?
Yes, you can. Please do.
WWE missed out on a huge opportunity, I thought, with this one. That move has pinned people in the past by people doing it, and if they do the arch correctly, shoulders don't hit the mat. CM Punk building himself as the wrestler, he should have commented on that. He should have been like, Cena, the only reason this matchup ended in a draw is because you're not a good wrestler like me. You don't know how to wrestle. And that would have been brilliant. Go with the CM Punk character and highlight the issue some people may have had with last night's event. I would have loved that. It would have been completely logical. And so they didn't do it.
Of course.
Of course, because what they want to highlight now is Punk being a heel. As opposed to Punk making sense.
Yeah, but he can still be a heel and make sense. I point you to the Chris Jericho, Shawn Michaels
know.
feud.
What I'm saying is they were focusing on the heel part instead of the making sense part.
I agree. Which, like I said, when I said that to Jim at the start of Raw, it made so much sense, and I could almost see the promo in my head. That's how much sense it made.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact they didn't do it, I was almost disappointed. I'm almost tempted to give that my Phantom Menace award next month.
I'm tempted to do the same. Because I honestly, and this may be a little spoiler for the next month, I don't like where they're going with CM Punk's character at this point. I really don't.
I will say CM Punk's character at this moment, in my eyes, it's better than what we had when it's better than what we had when he was just a face that had no other purpose than smiling, wearing Triple H's jacket, making Triple H look good, and asking for ice cream bars. That was essentially when they were booking him like Cena. At least now it's a little different.
Yeah, I still don't like where they're going, but I digress.
Tell me it won't be awesome when we get a tag team of CM Punk and Brock Lesnar.
There is logic in what he says.
No, because then we'll have to put up with Triple H again.
Right, true. And you'll probably reunite all the DX has-beens to beat Brock Lesnar and CM Punk at Survivor Series.
And then as they're running down to the ring, Punk will just snap his fingers and Nash and the NWO will jump out of the crowd and kick their asses.
See, I hate the fact I just mentioned
And
that because now in my mind I can also see that happening at Survivor Series. It being Triple H and one of the DX and like a couple of the DX has-beens against like CM Punk and Brock and beating them cleanly.
Ugh. You just step on a rake.
Yeah, it was a rake with a mullet named Triple
Yeah, evidently.
H.
No, I just saw a picture of your mom, dude.
Oh,
Wow.
Ouch, burn. Anyway, did everybody do their highlight of the month?
No. My highlight reel goes to anger management with Daniel Bryan and Kane. Just pick any of the anger management ones. There you go. Because that whole thing was awesome.
Yes,
hilarious.
yes. Although, since you mentioned that again, I will say I was a little surprised they didn't go with the route everyone thought they might have with that.
What's that?
Daniel Bryan was constantly in anger management and stuff like that, and he had the anger management segments, and it was leading up to, first of all, it started to lead up to Survivor Series, not Survivor Series, SummerSlam, and then it carried on after SummerSlam and stuff. People thought that was essentially going to be him eventually meeting the anger management therapist played by Charlie Sheen, based on Charlie Sheen, and calling him out basically at SummerSlam. That would have been cool. I would kind of like to see Daniel Bryan v Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, they should have said
what we got was better.
When they said you're going to anger management when he walked in, they should have been like the people are all there, but the therapist isn't there, and then you just hear Charlie Sheen's voice and be like, looks like everyone's here for anger management, and then the camera turns around and it's Charlie Sheen standing in the doorway.
Yeah, and to make it even more badass.
And then Bryan stands up and he goes, no, no, no.
Like I said, and to make it even more badass, Daniel Bryan stands up and goes, no, gets hit from behind with a chair by Kane. We cut back to the therapist, and it's now Jack Nicholson doing the, I warned him.
There you go. Yeah, they could have done some awesome stuff with this, but it still came out awesome.
Yeah.
That's why it gets my an award.
Yeah, at the risk of sounding like all my awards are going to that, I agree with Marcus. That was really the most entertaining thing consistently this period was the anger management stuff.
And seeing AJ.
Yes. Although they're like trying to ruin her and trying to kick her out, and I'm like, what are you people doing? Stop doing that. Stop kicking out the good GMs.
Yeah, I don't know. Stop kicking out the good GMs. We already just lost Laurinaitis. What the hell?
Oh
Wow.
Also, since you mentioned AJ, I'll mention this now. I was tempted to give my Masa award to Kane for making AJ seem even more awesome when he dumped the Gatorade on Daniel Bryan and it landed on AJ, so it completely soaked her shirt.
I approve, but AJ's awesome enough, especially in that tight and especially in that short skirt she had on tonight.
Mm-hmm. That's why I said even more awesome.
Making awesome seem awesomer? Is that
Yes.
That's the word now?
Making awesome seem super special awesome.
When it's the massa.
If only that had been Attitude Era, her top would have been like one of those that was designed to go see-through when it got the
There you go.
Gatorade poured over it.
Oh, that's what we need to do. We need to build a time machine and take AJ and then go back to the Attitude Era. Shit, I just solved everything.
Yes, the next award, the Slobber Knocker Award for the match of the month. And mine goes to CM Punk versus John Cena at Night of Champions. Because that match, all in all, was a good match. And the ending, when it looked like Cena was going to win, I was so pissed. And then when they did the twist at the end, I was like, and James said it, actually. He was like, that's kind of clever. And I was like, yeah, that was kind of clever. I approve. I approve of this ending.
Moral counterpoint?
Yes, James also looks like a woman.
Fuck you.
James, you have done that yourself.
I meant about what Marcus was saying, dumbass.
Hashtag dude looks like
I have no counterpoint. I haven't been counterpointing. I've just been agreeing with people and fleshing out a little bit more.
No, I was saying because you were talking about how, because when I had, and considering putting that on my award list, and you were talking about how you disagreed, you didn't think it was that good of a match.
Oh, I said the match wasn't that good, no. But I could understand why you put it on there. And like I said to you, you can put it on there. It's a good match. I just didn't think the match itself was that good. It's just the ending made it a little controversial. However, it's up to the beholder what makes a good match.
That's true.
And so what do you
Who's
think
next?
is a good match, Mo?
Okay, my match of the month, I gave it to Kurt Angle versus Jeff Hardy from Impact Wrestling in the Bound for Glory series. Ironic, because Jeff winning it got my negative thing for him winning against Bully Ray. But the Kurt Angle-Jeff match, it was so perfect because they built it up as, okay, whichever one of these two losers is out of the Bound for Glory series. So we had that real drama in the matchup of every close pinfall felt like it was a close pinfall. And the matchup itself, it was technically sound. It was just a brilliant match. It really was. It had proper storytelling. It had real emotion behind every little thing in the matchup. It was just brilliant.
One of you two want to go next?
Okay, for mine, it wasn't. This loosely counts as a match, but I gave it to the Hug. And I don't know, it kind of says something when they can build up a match where two grown men hug each other and make it more interesting than just about any other match that went on that night.
Two grown men hugging each other? Hi,
Yeah.
Simon.
Yeah, they were chasing that audience.
Hug it out. Hug it out.
Yeah, I thought it was really entertaining, so that's why I gave it to that.
And Jim.
I don't know. For my
Jim
Slobber
hugging
Knocker Award, no. For my Slobber Knocker Award, I actually gave it to the Fatal 4-Way U.S. title match at Night of Champions Air with The Miz, Cody Rhodes, and Ray and Sin Cara, because that was a really good match in terms of actual wrestling.
I will say, I completely agree. I do like that match. And I want to discuss the aftermath, but I don't know if I should because it's a spoiler. What do you guys think? Can I mention something from Raw this week like Jim has?
Sure, we
Sure.
do that all the time anyway.
Just say
I'm
spoiler alert first.
Yeah, spoiler alert from after it happened, so it's no longer a spoiler.
I know.
Essentially, after that matchup, I was so disappointed with what happened on Raw tonight. So disappointed. The match ends with basically The Miz putting the mask on Cody, and it left all of us discussing, okay, are one of these going to turn heel? Is one of these going to turn face? And now he's feuding with Ryback. For no reason, because other than the fact Ryback happens to be able to lift the sofa above his head and throw it. I want to imagine there's some kind of Simpsons couch gag in there somewhere, but I just can't.
I don't know. Wait for SmackDown. Maybe Cody will come out and be like, "What the hell, dude? No, Miz is gonna fight me."
Yeah.
No, you don't think so? You don't think they'll do that with Cody?
If Cody interrupts Ryback, it'll be to feed him more, sadly.
I don't think so.
He'll give him an assload of turkey so he gets all drowsy and then.
No, I think Cody will feed Ryback a disaster kick to the face.
Mm.
And then
Now,
he'll sell it.
what I would kind of like to see that going, if I may,
Sure.
essentially, I'd like to see him go in the WCW route with that. I want to see Cody and Miz end up forming an alliance, because Ryback interferes with Cody on SmackDown and stuff, and then essentially during Miz versus Ryback at the pay-per-view for the Intercontinental match. It's no queue. I want to see Cody come out and taser him like they did with Goldberg to end his streak. It would be so perfect.
That would be hilarious.
That would be awesome. He needs to taser him and then put the paper bag over his head.
Yes.
And then a Sin Cara
Wow.
mask over the bag.
A paper bag with the Sin Cara mask drawn on it
Yes.
Yes.
in
There
crayon.
you go.
Or just
No.
a food bag with feed him for more.
Yeah, he puts a feed bag on his head.
Oh shit! Now I want to see that.
No, you do is you have Ryback come out, you have a march around going, feed me more, and he's breathing real heavily. And then Cody just kind of stares at him as he's doing this, and Ryback turns around, there's Goldust breathing even heavier. And then he turns around and Cody just freaking hits him with a crossroads and then puts a bag on his head.
Nice. But since you're talking, James, keep talking.
Yes, boss. The next award is the Now Trending Award for the best Twitter trend comment. We also kind of wrangled Facebook, tout, all social media in general.
Oh,
Best
did
so-
you move the order?
Best social media in general.
And yes,
and
decided to change the order of the last couple of awards here.
And there will be further changes to the order by next month when we can actually meet and agree on the order of the damn awards. So, but I digress. Now Trending Award. I gave it to basically anything involving like basically anything involving Jerry Lawler, the prayers of support for him after the whole heart attack thing. Hashtag pray for Lawler. Hashtag pray for Jerry. I went with hashtag long live the king. All kinds of good stuff like that there. Just a tremendous outpouring of support on Twitter, Facebook, and everywhere else for Jerry Lawler when that happened. It was just really nice to see that even though wrestling fans are a cynical bunch of assholes, because the majority of them also comprise the internet, when something like that really does happen, people do have good hearts.
Indeed.
That's
Who would like to go next?
I'll go next because I can piggyback off
Alright.
of yours because I gave mine to Lawler's tout, thanking the fans for the support.
I thought he just touted to tell us that he was the Bionic Man.
That too.
He's Steve Austin?
Steve Austin's Bionic?
He's the bionic redneck.
Steve Austin's relevant?
Always.
Steve Austin has a reality show.
Yes, he does. Anyway,
Did
what
the-
Bull or Richter?
I'll go first just because I know for a fact, based on Richter's previous mentions, he's probably going to mention this. And I want to get in there first.
Do
I
it.
gave it hashtag WWE hug. Just because of the implications leading to the hug, I loved hashtag WWE hug, and it's still a running joke with me now and again when I'm talking to you guys.
Mhm.
I wanted to, but I of course didn't want to look like an asshole. So because I believe before I
Too
came
late.
up with the one, you said, "Oh yeah, true." But you said you were going to give it to that, so I was like, "Okay, I got to give it to something else. I need to stop stealing his awards." So I gave it to
So you
again.
stole my awards.
Yeah, you don't care.
Oh, no, I wasn't worried about you stealing my award. It's just all of your awards tonight, like you pointed
Oh,
out
yeah.
yourself, have all been Daniel Bryan and Kane, because I
Oh.
haven't read my awards to you. So
I
I'm like,
thought
yeah,
it-
I'm going to get in there first and nick it.
Well, for me, I gave it again to the WWE Inbox show where the question was have you ever been confused for another superstar? And they cut to a scene that they had the interview lady is talking to R-Truth and she's like, "So Kofi," and Truth goes, "Truth," and Kofi like walks up from the background. And he's like, "See," and that was just way too funny to me. And I was like, "Wow, that's a whole can of worms right there." But it answered the question and was funny. So that was my social media moment.
Nice.
WWE racism, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Take it away, Richter.
And so our next award is the Really award. And for me, for worst superstar, I gave it to Antonio Cesaro just because I don't really find him interesting at all. And they like give him the belt and he's still not interesting. And I don't know, they keep regulating stuff dealing with it to the, the YouTube pre-show. I know that was just the number one contenders, but I just not really much about him interests me other than that they give him like a hot girlfriend. Like I feel they kind of had to try and get people to care about him.
Because he sucks.
Yeah.
You see, I'll admit that's exactly the way I feel about him, and how I also feel about Epico and Primo or whoever it is, who they gave
Yeah.
that.
Rosa.
That's
Yeah.
it, Rosa too. I feel like the same way. Like, I'll admit, last night I hated the match. Did enjoy it where it started to cut to a segment of like her sitting sexily on the stairs.
Mm.
Yeah, but at least Epico and Primo have some talent.
I tell you what, Richter, I'll permit you to use that award if you say it in 4 more languages.
Okay, just say it drunk, and
Yeah.
and there you go. You said it in Scottish.
Really?
Technically, wouldn't drunk be Irish?
It can be either.
Well, how many languages do you know, James? Because I'm just wondering if I made it up, would you know? If I didn't just say that. But it just turned out that I would
Just to celebrate just to celebrate the challenge that James Phoenix himself laid down to everyone else, which I already responded. I'm not going to do it. You need to read it in Klingon.
Yeah, there we go.
Kola, kola. I just made that up. I don't know.
There we go.
But I was gonna say I could do it in Ebonics. Shit, what?
Is that you, QJ?
Yep, we had him stop by just for that.
Now I'm gonna get him to come on Skype with me at some point and record that. I'm gonna replace you saying with him singing.
Yes.
Right at the- yeah.
Hashtag do it.
Yes.
But yeah, my really award actually would have probably ended up being my Phantom Menace award if Sheamus didn't turn out to be just the most poorly booked piece of crap I've ever seen. And I gave
Oh,
my
I have
really
worse.
to Wade Barrett. Not because he's bad, because he's awesome and I like him. Just, they had this build up for his return, and then he comes back, Rybacks it, and explains nothing. I'm like, yeah, waste of time. That didn't do anything for me.
To the point that earlier this evening while watching Raw, he came out and I said, "Oh, hey, Mo, your countryman's back." And he's like, "Yeah, he's been back for like 3 weeks on SmackDown." I'm like, "Really?"
Yeah, but that's because you don't watch SmackDown. You call yourself a wrestler reviewer, and you don't only watch Raw.
I watch Raw.
I said you only watch Raw.
Oh.
Sound like you said you don't even watch Raw.
I said you only watch Raw.
But yeah, so
Sorry, I
and then
can't
that's
understand your
literally
full
what I
accent.
said when Wade Barrett ended his segment was like, the Barrett Barrage is open for business. I was like, really? That's it? Really?
See, I will say I'm disappointed. I will say I'm not disappointed. I will say I slightly disagree with that because, as I mentioned to Marcus, I've actually been looking forward to see what the hell he has planned. But that's because I like Wade Barrett.
Well, I like
I
Wade
wanna-
Barrett
I
too.
wanna-
But at the same time, I can understand why Marcus feels that way.
I want to see Wade Barrett unite Damian Sandow, Antonio Cesaro, and David Otunga in a faction.
Wow. Well,
Wow,
I
talk about
definitely,
random.
yeah, I agree with Mole. I actually like Wade Barrett, but when I can see what Marcus is saying, but when he was like, "I'm open for business," I thought he was gonna, go into some APA like thing where you could hire him out as a hired gun. I was like, that'd be kind of cool, but I guess not. I don't know.
See, the thing is, if they had done this as just like a storyline with Wade Barrett or like a gimmick change, that would have been fine. But the fact that they did this after a hype up of his return, it's like a Phantom Menace. It's like they hype up his return, and then his return doesn't do anything. You're like,
Well, you got to hear the WWE writers only have the mental capacity to write so many storylines at once.
yes, they do. God, I need to record that Mark Hamill thing so I can use. That'll be my clip that I cue. They just don't have that much creativity.
But
Fair enough. I believe it's me.
okay, you can go take the really if you want.
Would you like to go ahead? You can go, Mole, if you like to.
It's up to you.
I don't
You go.
care.
You go.
Somebody go.
All right,
You
all
go,
right.
Mrs. Phoenix.
No, go ahead. I want to do mine last. Go ahead.
No, you know what they say: shit before the shovel.
Wow.
And I am a mole, hence the shovel.
Go ahead. Age before beauty.
Aren't
No,
you
you
older
go
than
first. You go first, only because you're reading off the last award. Therefore, it splits up the time between you talking. I mean, in a nice way, as it splits it up and makes everything flow better.
Did we? Okay, that's what. Did we all? That's what I figured. If I ended it, I could go right into the next award. But
Oh, good call.
Doesn't matter. Someone go. We're wasting time, people.
It's clobbering time.
Go, Jim.
But I did love the fact that he not only needs ideas, he then called Paul Heyman over and checks Paul Heyman's watch before he said it.
I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I was telling Richter, I want that in the video game because that's awesome. But yeah, now that you've opened your mouth, go, Jim.
It's a trap.
Somebody
was
go,
random.
please,
Yes, I know.
so we can end this. You do realize you're just making more work for yourself, Jim.
I know. Alright, my really, I give it to Cameron. Because, for those of you who may not know, if you don't read the dirt sheets on the interwebs, she...
The interwebs is for more than just porn.
No, the internet is for porn. There's actually
internet
a
is
song about it.
The internet is for porn, but it can be used for other things on occasion.
What?
But at any rate, it was reported about 3 weeks ago that, or 2.5, that Cameron had been driving from one show to another with, I don't remember who it was. It wasn't anybody that works for the company. And she got pulled over for a DUI. And of course, being a WWE diva and a consummate professional, and realizing, what a mistake she had made, she made the very mature decision of trying to bribe the cop with 10 grand.
She has 10 grand.
She apparently has 10 grand, because when she got pulled over, she offered the cop 10 grand to let her go, quote, because I don't want my boss to because I'll get in trouble or some crap like that.
That's a brilliant idea. You get pulled over by a cop, just hand him large sums of money out of an like an unmarked envelope bag or something like that.
Yeah.
They would never get suspicious.
Exactly. That's probably what RVD and Sabu tried to do right before they got fired from the old WWE CW.
They probably tried to pass him.
No.
It's
what
cool,
RVD
officer. Just take this, man. Yeah.
What RVD tried to do was he got out the car, accidentally bumped into the officer, so he dropped his clipboard, threw it to him, and did the Van Daminator.
That would have been awesome.
That would have been actually pretty cool.
Right?
If
But
he'd
yes,
done
Cameron
that, wouldn't
can't-
he have gotten away with it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Only if it wasn't for those meddling kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so Cameron for not only getting a DUI, okay, a lot of people get a freaking DUI, especially WWE superstars for some reason, but for trying to bribe a cop, that's like one of the last things you want to do.
Yeah.
It's like, that's just going to get you even more in trouble. Although, apparently not if you're a WWE diva, because you're going to get suspended for 2 weeks, and then who gives a fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, there we go.
Hence why they
Well-
got my runner-up for the epic fail.
That's correct.
Okay.
And the ball.
My really award. I'm surprised no one else went with this. I ended Ryback's streak of constantly getting these by me. Instead, I gave it to Triple H for my arm is broken, yet I'm clearly waggling it around and wiggling all my fingers on Raw.
I completely forgot about that was this month.
Yeah. That was
It's like,
pretty
what the
awesome.
hell? Yeah, my arm's broken. See, clearly you can see the fingers wag. Yeah, my arm's broken, and you see his arm move back
Yeah.
and forth during the promo. And
Mhm.
it got to the point where it was almost parodying injuries, and it was at the point where I was thinking, really, Triple H, seriously, this is what Triple H is doing. He's injured, and yeah, he's clearly waving his arm around as much as possible for the sheer reason of looking strong. What the hell?
Or as Jim pointed out, it could have also been because it was a habit, force a habit, because he's so used to using his arms to talk that unless it's actually broken, he'll continue to do it even if he's not realizing it. Because I don't know if you noticed, but I did notice several times throughout that segment, he would look down and realize he was moving his arm.
Yep. Which,
Be like, oh, crap.
I believe I said that to you because then I posted that clip and said it reminds me of this, and I posted a clip from a
Yeah, I
UK
remember that.
parody show of a guy waggling his arm.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. But anyway, last award, Jim.
Yes, I just want to mention quickly on a related note, if you want to read a hilarious article about Triple H's miraculously healed arm, go over and Google K-Fob News, because they're a hilarious website that posts news as if K-Fob things were real. It's hilarious. But I digress. The final award of the evening, because we have an odd number of awards, so we jump out of order, and I read this because everybody elected me to, is the Are You Serious,
I know.
Bro?
We really had
award.
to twist your arm to get you to read something off a list.
And even when you did, I kept waggling it.
Anyway, your award.
But yeah, so Are You Serious, Bro? Yeah, in general, more specifically recently, Honestly, I'm giving it to Sheamus and Del Rio's feud because I'm sick and tired of it. I really am. I actually went and I checked, and sent. They literally now. First of all, in terms of pay-per-view matches, of the last 5 pay-per-views, including the Night of Champions that we're talking about, 4 out of those 5, Sheamus faced Del Rio for the World Heavyweight title.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you that one of those was a fatal 4-way match, but still. Plus, not only that, but while there were other guys in between, technically speaking, Sheamus and Del Rio have been feuding since February.
I'm gonna say $5 says with how much they've been feuding and stuff, they release a DVD box set of their matches, and I'm not even taking the piss with that. I actually own in my room, because it came in a box set of these best of series. One of the discs is Best of Edge vs Cena, which took what these are doing to whole new levels of how many times they faced each other. I'm
This
waiting
is
for the
true.
box set Alberto v Sheamus.
Pretty much. I mean, it is. I'm just sorry. Somebody. I don't remember who it was, but somebody actually posted a freaking a while ago a series of those images they showed to promote pay-per-views where it's the 2 guys and they put the match title on the bottom and crap.
Right.
Somebody posted a series of just the pictures of them from those, and they had like 7 of them in a row with the different backgrounds and shit.
Nice.
And I'm like, this is ridiculous. I'm sorry, but as much as I like Alberto Del Rio as a superstar, and I can tolerate Sheamus. Yeah, I understand Triple H just wants feuds to go longer, or wants to, title reigns to go longer, but for the love of God, mix it up a little bit. I know you don't want to trust Randy Orton, but fine. Pull the goddamn trigger on Dolph Ziggler already.
Or, however, why don't they go with an even better route than Dolph Ziggler?
Cody Rhodes, push him up, yeah.
I wasn't just on about him. Since he's returned and they're not doing anything with him, and he's
Wade
meant to be
Barrett.
this big brawler, why not have Wade Barrett come out and just beat the living shit out of Sheamus? Sheamus is the guy that uses the bro kick. He's this big Irish brawler. Let's see what he does against the brawler from Manchester. Let's see what happens.
That would be great.
Yeah,
And just
that
out of
would be
curiosity, can I ask a question, Mo? Is Dublin in the part of Ireland that is part of the United Kingdom, or the part that's not?
I'm gonna say part of it's not. I don't know. I'll have to look at that. I'd have to look to see if it's in South or North.
I don't know, because I don't know where Dublin is, but I was thinking because Sheamus is from Dublin, and that would be the great and perfect, the epic Ireland versus England feud that's been going on for like hundreds of years.
Potato famine.
And I would like to say I agree with the Phoenix, except I didn't give it to the whole feud or their however long feud. I gave it specifically to the match from last night, because literally after the end of that match, that's literally what I said was, "Are you serious, bro?"
Yeah, well, technically speaking, if you count it, Alberto Del Rio first returned and beat Sheamus to earn a title shot in February. And while Daniel Bryan and even there was one pay-per-view match with Dolph Ziggler have kind of been sprinkled into the feud, Del Rio and Sheamus have not been far from each other and have been, for all intents and purposes, in a rivalry for the last 7 months. And that is way too damn long for a rivalry. I'm sorry. That is ridiculous. Mix it up.
I agree.
Who's
Moly.
next?
Moly.
I'm going to make my one short. I'm going to make it short. I gave mine to any Ryback match.
There you go.
The streak continues.
And now he starts a new streak.
Now he starts a streak for being recognized for sucking matches as opposed to sucking himself.
Yeah, although to be fair, next
He's
month...
that flexible? I thought he'd be too muscular.
Yeah, although to be fair, next month he may get my slobber knocker for Ryback versus Couch.
There you go.
Also, I may... And I don't know what award I'm gonna give to it if it's gonna be related to Ryback, but I don't think the first time that Ryback's catchphrase actually made sense. And Jared gives him a sandwich.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
That was a great segment.
Richter.
Okay, for mine, it's not exactly a match per se. And this is probably not the best choice, but I'm gonna go with it. But the night after, Lawler's unfortunate heart attack, on the WWE YouTube channel, they put I think 3 Lawler videos up and his entrance video, and I just felt the timing of that was really horrible. I could think of reasons why they did it, but it looked in really poor taste to me to put those up right then. So I don't know if anyone else agrees or cares, but I just think it looked in poor taste.
Fair enough.
I can agree. And Marcus Shadow.
I already gave
Yeah,
mine.
he did his.
Oh, okay.
So does
Are
that
we
wrap
done?
us up?
That wraps us up.
Well,
I think
this
that
was
wraps-
another Lair of the
That's
Phoenix
all,
then that
folks.
we had, and joining us today was Marcus Shadow,
See ya.
Chris the Mole.
No, you need to do it. You need to do it right. You need to let James sing his theme song of "I Will Now Rise from the Ashes." I said ashes.
You did. You were good. I appreciate it.
did.
But I digress. This has been another Lair of the Phoenix XPound Wrestling Month in Review. And I do thank Marcus Shadow from Showtime,
You're
a
welcome.
stay-at-home dad gamer,
Yep.
and Chris the Mole from the Gaming and Comic Zone for joining me.
Next time, though, when I'm in your lair, close your legs. Your breath stinks.
Oh! Shit.
Okay then.
That's all, folks.
Thank you. We'll see you next. We will see you next month for our review after Hell in a Cell.
With Ninja Turtles, like that other one.
Huh?
Pretty much.
With the new RoboCop suit.
Hey, oh god.
You mean the Prometheus suit?
Yeah.
The bat suit with the helmet.
Robobat.
The accelerator. What does it make faster? You.
Yeah. Okay, folks. Well, this has been the Lair of the Phoenix. We'll see you next time. Tune in to the XPound. Remember, xpound.proboards.com. Follow us on Twitter at the XPound. Check us out. Thanks for coming. Good night, everybody.